Have you ever felt a sadness that didn't come from this world? Rumi says that feeling isn't weakness, it's memory. In the first verse of Masnavi, Rumi didn't begin with explanation. He began with pain, and in the second verse, he does something even more dangerous. He tells us why pain speaks and why the sound of reed doesn't belong to the reed, but to every human being who has ever felt distant from themselves. So for today, we're not going to just read Rumi. We're going to listen to what he says happens after separation. In the previous episode, we explored the symbol of reed, the meaning of separation, and why Rumi never begins with complaint, but with truth. If you haven't watched that episode, I strongly recommend starting there because it opens the door to everything that follows in Masnavi. And for today, we're going to move deeper to the second verse, and this verse answers a very important question. Why does the reed speak for all of us? In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful, که از نیستان تا مرا ببریدند، در نفیرم مرد و زن نالیدند. Saying, ever since I was separated from the reed bed, my lament hath caused men and women to mourn. Rumi is saying, whenever I was separated from my origin, I have become the voice of human longing. The reed becomes a loudspeaker for human soul, and whenever human being feels separation, feels longing, pain, or restlessness, whatever, the reed gives that feeling a sound. Rumi is deeply against meaningless sorrow. He rejected self-pity and complaining, but the pain of separation is different. This pain doesn't weaken you, it clears your heart and burns away smaller griefs. That's why in the next verse, Rumi mentions, I want a bosom torn by severance, that I may unfold to such a one the pain of love desire. سینه خواهم شرح شرح از فراق تا بگویم شرح درد اشتیاق. Here Rumi is very honest. He says, if you want to understand my words, your heart must also have known longing, because understanding doesn't come from intelligence alone, it comes from shared pain. When two hearts experience the same wind, the distance between them disappears. That's why poetry reaches us in a way that logic never can. هر کسی کو دور ماند از اصل خویش باز جوید روزگار وصل خویش. Everyone who is left far from his source wishes back the time when he was united with it. This verse tells us that we always search for our origin and we're longing to return. Maybe this is why Persian poetry and Rumi's words have traveled so far beyond their birthplace. Because these concepts do not belong to one culture or one language. These concepts are universal. And every soul in every part of the world can understand the meaning of separation and longs to return. So for today, we went through 3 other verses of Rumi's Masnavi. The deeper we go, the more we can understand this is not only a book, it becomes a mirror after a while. And if this journey speaks to you, you're welcome to continue it with me.